Hello there, everybody. Germ here. Just wanted to let you all know, if you want to support the show, if you want to make sure you stay in tune with all the new updates that we got going on, make sure you go and check out my website, kineticaesthetic.net. On that site, you can find a whole bunch of stuff related to the show. You can find a whole bunch of just little blog posts on all my episodes when they drop. You can use that to stay in tune, so make sure you never miss anything that I release. You can also find some merch that I got going on. Right now, I just got some necklaces going on. There's some hot shit. You should go check it out. But if you want to stay in tune, like I said, just make sure you go and check out kineticaesthetic.net. Once again, that is kineticaesthetic.net. This is your boy Germ saying, I appreciate you for doing it. Have you ever sort of hyped something up a little bit too much for yourself? Have you ever let something become so sort of just, it's gotten so much sort of clout inside your own mind that you thought, all right, when I watch this, I'm going to be so happy, it's going to be so good, and you just sort of set yourself up for a huge disappointment? That is what happened to me when I decided I was going to watch the movie Malignant. I saw the trailer, I was very intrigued, I have HBO Max, so I just sort of kept seeing it every time I would open the app, but for some reason I just wasn't going to click play that very moment, and I kept putting it off. I was telling people, hey, don't watch this movie without me, I want to watch it with you. I was thinking this movie was going to be one of those good horror movies that really just sticks with me, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I was disappointed. This movie sucked. This movie was trash. It was boo-boo. It was dirt. And I honestly don't know how it was made by James Wan. This is someone who's made good movies like Insidious. He's made other good horror movies. He's known for the horror genre. Like, that man just cranks out his. And somehow he just came out with this one. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is one of those ones that's going to hurt his legacy. This one could have really been kept in the vault. It was bad. It was dumb. It was just the opposite of what you would want in a good horror movie, at least in my opinion. And I can't wait to just tell y'all more about it. I'm trying to resist just, spoiling the entire thing and just telling y'all all this in one go. So I'm gonna just say this. Thank you all for tuning in. This is your man Germ, and you are checking out Kinetic Aesthetic, and today we are going to talk about Malignant, one of the worst movies I've seen in quite some time. Yo, Germ here. Just want to tell y'all that if you are looking for some new clothing, looking for some new fresh urban wear, you should go and check out my homeboy's creation, his new brand, Stonerville. It's the hottest urban and weed-related clothing that you're going to find. He's got a whole bunch of fresh hoodies outside right now. He's got a whole bunch of fresh shirts in the works. It's just one of the hottest new companies that I've seen this year, and it's only going up from here. So if you have any type of interest in getting some new fresh urban wear and you want something that's fresh, affordable, and just cool to look at, go check out Stonerville brand. You can go check it out online over at stonervillebrand.com. It's created by my friend Juice God. It is the hottest clothes you can find out on the market right now, the hottest new fresh black-owned business you can find on the market right now. So go check it out. Okay, so this dumpster fire of a movie, which I am not really looking forward to even having to tell you about, my main two problems with it come down to two things. The plot was absolutely awful, and number two, it just felt like it felt like the trailers were leading it to be something that it really just wasn't. Like, you go in there thinking that this is going to be an actually supernatural type of story, this is, the attack of the dream demon or something like that, like at worst I thought this was going to be like a high budget Freddy Krueger ripoff. But instead what you get is some sci-fi disguising itself as horror, attack of the evil tumor. Attack of the mind-controlling evil tumor. That's all this movie really is, if I can just sum it up in a couple of words. I I'm going to start on the plot. I'm going to just sort of break down what happened so that y'all can understand, why I feel so passionately about this. It starts in 1993. It starts at a research hospital. There's a doctor, Florence Weaver, old white woman, blonde hair. She's just out here maintaining her patients in this little hospital. It appears that she mainly had kids. They've got this one patient there named Gabriel. He is, we don't see Gabriel at all. All we see is just a body just being strapped to a chair. We see that a whole bunch of people have been murdered by it. I will say there's one thing about this movie that it does. It is not afraid to show you some dead bodies or some people getting murdered. So we see a whole bunch of carnage. We see everything that's going on. They strap him to the chair. They're getting ready to do whatever they're going to do. And the cold open ends with her saying, "Time to kill the cancer." Dun, dun, dun. Now, 20-something years later, we've got our main character. Her name is Maddie. Real skinny, rough-looking. Kristen Stewart. She reminded me of Kristen Stewart. Just that sort of vibe, if you get what I'm saying. Grungy, but not in a "you're dirty" type of way. And just like, damn, why do you always look so sad type of way. She lives in Seattle. She lives with her husband. Her husband is a dick. He's basically, she's pregnant. He's going to work. She wants to go to work, but he tells her not to. He doesn't seem like just an evil, vicious type of dude, but he I guess has his issues. He pushes her into a wall after they get into a little bit of a verbal spat. Her head starts bleeding. He starts feeling all bad, and she ends up locking him out of the room. Just this short into the movie, I was just like, I don't know what this movie's going for. Is this about to be a horror movie about some type of dream demon, or is this going to be just some type of evil, her husband's trying to kill her type plot? I couldn't tell, but it revealed itself pretty soon. So literally one scene later, she's going to bed after that crazy night she had with him. She has some type of dream where it turns out that she saw a figure. Like, we don't see the figure's face. All we just see, just human body. We see something break in. It attacks her husband, beats the crap out of him, kills him. She thinks it's a nightmare, wakes up, just like, oh my goodness, what's going on? So next thing you know, she goes downstairs. She finds his dead body. Then this is where the movie really just at first lost me. She just runs into some type of demon spawn. It's not the human figure from before. It's some type of evil little small thing, like a mini, a little smaller than a dwarf. I will say that the kills weren't bad. I didn't have a problem with them. That was actually a pretty okay, fun little part of the movie. It was just some of the other stuff. Like after this, literally right after the kills, you've got, because it's like you really don't have time to enjoy some of the kills, because it's right after that you go right back to this dumb plot. So right after we see the Dr. Weaver being killed, we start to, dig into the background more, dig into how things got to where they are in this film. And we discover that Madison, or who we believed was Madison, was actually a child patient in Dr. Weaver's little facility, little hospital. I don't even know what to call it, because I definitely wouldn't call it a hospital. But so they approached her after all this, after they figure this out. They know that they end up figuring out that Dr. Weaver gave her some type of reconstructive surgery. That was her specialty, so she must have had some type of surgery as a child. They go to the police after she has another vision of someone getting killed. The killer then finally decides to talk for the first time in the movie, or at least talk with Maddie for the first time in the movie. Turns out it's Gabriel. The Gabriel from the beginning of the movie. She is having a hard time trying to figure out and remember or unlock these memories or whatever. Gabriel's telling her, yes, I'm real, yes, I'm real, motherfucker. Like, I'm not fake. I'm not some figment of your imagination. I really do exist. She's having a hard time trying to remember that. And this is when they figure out, okay, there is some type of connection between this woman and whoever this Gabriel thing is. So they go and they find a hypnotherapist to help her unlock her memories. They figure out that she recalls that her birth name was Emily, that Gabriel wanted her to kill her sister. And just when you think you're starting to figure out, or you're starting to sort of understand what's going on in the movie, or at least have some type of understanding of how things got to where they are, Remember that woman that's trapped up in that attic little area that we think is just, that attic is far away from Maddie. That's just some other different stuff. Turns out she was in Maddie's attic. She falls through right as the police are there, very conveniently, I might add, and that ends up getting Maddie arrested. Now, I haven't mentioned her yet because she really doesn't play a big role in the movie other than up until this point. This is really her main purpose, at least to me. She has a sister. Now, her sister was not adopted. Her sister was actually born to her adoptive parents by blood. And her sister, the one who wasn't adopted, decides to take it upon herself to go sort of investigate what was going on, try to figure out what was happening, because, she doesn't want to believe that her sister could murder someone. So she goes up to the old abandoned hospital. She ends up finding a tape that has Maddie's case on it, that has it in her file, and that's when the movie just sort of goes off the rails for me. This is when everything just went to shit. She pops it in the VHS, and it turns out that the reason Maddie was in there as a child was because she had a deformed twin that was supposed to be born with her, but it wasn't. I don't know. I guess something went wrong in the womb. I don't study anatomy, and basically her defective twin got stuck on her back. So when she was born, she basically had it's like a half-grown person just in her back. We see it in the little stills. We see it in stills, and we see it in the little movie. It's nasty to look at. Like I don't know. It's like teratoma, I guess is what it was called. I just don't know I don't even know how to describe it. It was just a really ugly thing. Like, it was just nasty. And when I first saw it in the movie, it stopped being like, it's like I said, nothing was scaring me in this movie anymore. It was literally just like, what is going on? This isn't even horror. This is just sci-fi and black comedy to me at this point. I don't know why that just killed the movie for me, but it did. But we start to understand what Gabriel is, what happened. She couldn't just go through life with a giant scyther, a humanoid scyther in her back, so they, of course, cut it off. They show more than they really need to, I guess, of just the whole procedure of getting it removed, getting it off her back and everything. They're able to remove all of the entire body, I guess, except the brain. So she's just going through life with two brains and a spinal cord. So I guess what they're expecting us to believe with the movie is that Gabriel was a tumor that she had that was supposed to be a person. They removed it all except for the brain, and he stayed dormant, but when she got her head bumped on the wall by her deceased husband, that woke it up. And now Gabriel was taking control of her body and doing all these things. So all the murders that you've seen up in the movie up until this point has been Gabriel in control of Maggie's body, or Maddie's body. I couldn't. It just stopped being intriguing to me at this point. It was like one of those record scratch moments in a movie. It was just really dumb. When he's in control of her, Gabriel's head just sort of comes out of the back of her skull. It's like Voldemort at the end of the first Harry Potter movie, except uglier and like less CGI. It's just really stupid. And he's basically operating her body backwards, so that's why I guess the whole movie there's these weird movements when you see with the killer. Or what we thought was a supernatural killer is actually just Gabriel. So you've got all that going on. So now that we know what Gabriel is, we know who's doing the killing, we know what's going on, it feels like the movie just stops trying to have any real horror in it anymore. It just feels like you're in some type of just sci-fi Attack of the Body Snatchers type film. Gabriel takes over control of Maddie while she's in her jail cell after she got arrested, after they found, once again, that kidnapped person in her attic. It takes over, murders every single inmate that was in there with her. This is, now I'll say this once again, they're not afraid to show you some action in this movie, and they're not and the action sequences and stuff like that, it's not bad, especially once you get past the whole trying to keep it in the dark on what Gabriel is aspect of it. That's when it started to be at its best. Gabriel starts murking them all, slitting throats, cutting people, just smacking them around, and eventually he escapes. So then it goes into this chase sequence. You've got these police officers. They had 2 lead cops in this movie. You got 1 male officer, 1 female officer. I wasn't really feeling their plot at all. You know, I guess the male cop was into her sister, into Maddie's sister. That they don't go anywhere with that, I guess. You got the female cop who's just the, you know, the cool, smart talking alecky one. It just sort of fails all around the way for me. Like, there's not much outside of this main plot, which is already just sort of like, what is this? So I can't give them credit for that. So they track Gabriel, or should I say Maddie, down to the hospital where her mom was sent to, because the woman who was kidnapped, it actually turns out that's her birth mother. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that as well. So all this happens. It's there to kill the birth mother. It's also there to kill the sister. And eventually, once it's revealed that Gabriel was the one causing all of her miscarriages, this just suddenly magically gets her to, you know, summon the strength to take back control of her body. They have some type of showdown in her inner consciousness, surrounding like some type of black mental scape. Literally just makes metal bars appear out of thin air. They entrap Gabriel, and he's just stuck spinning, I guess, the rest of the eternity trapped in her subconsciousness, because, you know, I can just think of some metal gates. Now what are you gonna do? My mind power is stronger than yours, Gabriel. This movie sucks. This movie sucks ass. But yeah, that's how that movie goes. That's pretty much the end of it. After that, she wakes up. You know, I guess Gabriel had pinned the sister to the wall with the hospital bed. It's a ridiculous movie. You know, it really doesn't even necessarily end. It tries to have some type of sequel bait by having the, you know, the little, because there's electric static every time Gabriel is ready to show up, so they do that at the end. It's just such a bad movie. It's really dumb. I'm sorry. I'm a big fan. I really walked into this, and I probably did this to myself because I let my expectations get too high. But this movie was so dumb, and it was just such a letdown for me because it failed in so many different avenues. The characters were awful. There was not really anything to it. It's so painfully just like middling that I just can't give it any. I can't give it any higher score than a 4. That's the lowest score I've ever given anything that I've reviewed on here on this channel to date. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this one deserves it. This is not good. I wouldn't recommend seeing it to anyone that I know. If you're gonna see it, just go in there knowing it's just gross, and there's like way more stuff that's just gonna make you laugh than there is that's gonna actually make you scared. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna give Malignant. I don't want to even talk about this movie too much more. This is a 4 out of 10. It's bad. It's ass. Do yourself a favor, don't watch it. Now, if you're like me and you have sensitive skin that requires that special bit of care, and you need something that's going to work a little bit better than just regular Vaseline or lotion, what you need to do is stop what you're doing, go to Instagram right now and search up Body Butter. That's BODYBUTTAA. It's made by my homegirl Ashley. It's made using nothing but natural ingredients, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, the shit works like magic. It comes in men's scents and women's scents. She's got Summer Seduction, Vanilla Cocoa, and Baby Powder, and Gentleman Scents. She's got a whole bunch of summer scents that she's working on right now that are going to be coming out. It's just everything that you can look for in a good alternative to lotion or Vaseline, and it works like a charm. It makes your skin glow, it makes your skin glisten, and it'll last you for a long time. So if you're looking for something that's going to work a little bit better, that's going to make you feel even better, then you need to go and search up Body Butter. Once again, that's BODYBUTTAA. Works like a charm, and honestly, it makes me feel that much better. that is my review for Malignant. Once again, this is the worst movie I've seen in a while. I honestly cannot talk about how much I don't like it enough. This is really just a big disappointment for me by James Wan. Like I said in the intro, this is a guy who's made plenty of good movies that I've liked, and he really just threw this one out there. He just lobbed it out there and was just like, hey, I'll see if y'all like it or not. Not a good movie. Not a good plot. The trailers do this so much. The trailers make this seem so much better than what it's going to be. So much more seems to be going on with it. It seems like it's a lot more cohesive and like concise in what it wants to be. Then you actually see the real movie and it's just like, damn, y'all were just going to throw something all over the place. It's like a diarrhea of creativeness. Creative diarrhea. That's all this movie is. I think that is a new phrase that I'm going to be going forward with from now on. Creative diarrhea. When you don't have any real vision, but you just have a lot of ideas that you want to throw out there, you just got creative diarrhea. And James Wan just had creative diarrhea. Once again, I just want to say thank you all for listening. Thank you all for checking out this Media Review Wednesday. My name is Jerm, and I do appreciate you all so much for listening once again. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic. This has been another Media Review, and I would like to say I appreciate you all, and I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week.